Boyfriend reaches into the box and pulls out a with a picture proving that it was a replica of Creep's. Oh my god.
How's that look?
It looks like a nightmare.
Hey there, friend. Welcome back to ReddX. Today we're going to be going through some more of them top posts of all time over on r/NeckbeardStories. Let's not waste any more time, and we'll go ahead and get on into it. Neckbeard calls me a stupid female and tries to snatch my Nintendo Switch. God, isn't this like every post on entitled parents? Well, now that beloved format has made its way to r/NeckbeardStories. How wonderful! Hello, everyone! Just a little background info before I start the story. First of all, English is not my first language, so forgive me for any dumb spelling mistakes. I'm a 16-year-old girl, about 175 centimeters, 5'9" if my calculations are correct, and I'm kind of beefy. I do competitive boxing. Oh, you should have boxed him right then and there for the Switch. Problem solved. This is kind of a long one. The story's a few months old, can't remember the exact date, and I'm writing it down just now because I'm quarantined and don't really have a lot to do, so on with the story! Since I live in a pretty small city, my mom kind of lets me roam around for a couple of hours during the weekends after lunch to meet my friends, and we play a bit of D&D. I usually take the bus to go to a bar called Glitch, where people meet up to play board games and stuff like that. I was waiting for the bus, and I took my beloved Switch with me because I had recently bought 2 new games, Shantae and Doom 64. Bro, you paid money for Doom 64? Never mind. As I was sitting on the bench, chilling and booting up my console, this big chonk walks up to me. He looked well over 18. He was a little taller than me. If I had to guess, I'd say that he was maybe an inch taller. Long black hair tied in a ponytail, no fedora, however. He had a t-shirt from One Gaming Anime Kakaguri, I think. I don't know what the hell we're talking about. I know the protagonist, but I've never seen it, and cargo shorts. He sat right next to me, and oh boy, he had one of the weirdest smells I've ever experienced. The closest thing I can describe it as is a mix of garlic, BO, rubbing alcohol, and vanilla. Maybe he was drinking some vanilla schnapps. That's how he got the nerve to come up to you, right? I'm sure it's gonna go well. Since I didn't want to be rude or anything, I said hi and went straight back to Doom. He leaned in, watched me play for a bit. I hate when people do that. Makes me very uncomfortable. And he said, "Oh, what a pleasure seeing one of your sex partaking in such an honorable activity." Nintendo Switch is a lot of I don't think honorable falls under that, though. Again, I didn't want to be rude, so I just replied, thanks, but I was barely just able to finish the tutorial. What happened next was pretty unexpected. He looked at me straight in the eyes and said, "Oh, lady, I don't expect you to be good or anything. Stupid females like you aren't capable of understanding the spirit of such games. Allow a knight like me to finish what you have started." Is this in Spanish? Oh my god. The virus is spreading to non-English speaking countries. And this is the point where he tried to grab my wrist and snatch my Switch. At that point, I was extremely uncomfortable, so I freed myself from his greasy touch, packed my Switch, and ran off towards my house. I do recognize that that was not a very pro-gamer move, but to my defense, he wasn't very fast. I mean, yeah, if you can avoid assaulting someone, I guess that's good. I got home safe, and he didn't follow me because I ran like a maniac. That day, I opted for staying at home. I told my friends I had a creepy encounter, and they understood. To this day, I've never seen that guy again. I'm perfectly okay with that, though. It was just an interesting experience, to be sure, and I hope that it's the last neckbeard encounter that I ever have. Thanks for your attention, and stay at home, my dudes and dudettes. Peace. I wish I could stay at home. They don't let me do that no more. But I guess that's okay. Even though I can go outside, I don't. And the Switch is still getting used in handheld mode most of the time. It's pretty weird, isn't it? On a final note, please don't pay money for Doom 64. Thank you. Let's see what we got in the next story. comic book guy loses it on a neckbeard, and it's hilarious. Well, I should hope so. This happened yesterday, and I am still just relishing in it. So there's a comic book shop in my town that I go to infrequently. It's very clean, well-stocked, well-run, and the staff is versed in anything that you might want. The latest Spider-Man? Yeah, we got that. An independent lesbian dungeon crawler comic? Yeah, got that too. A decent selection of manga and imports. I've been told that it's good. I go there to peruse their graphic novels and collected editions, as I'm old and grumpy and don't have the money to buy single issues for the most part. Anything you want, the owner will order on the spot and contact promptly when it's available. Really good guy, really good shop. Yeah, supporting local businesses is cool, but then you gotta go play. I'm just gonna buy it on Amazon, honestly. But ReddX, then you're missing the human experience. Good. It's my least favorite part. Anyway, I had the day off, so I was wandering the downtown and ducked in to see if anything of interest came up. I get greeted by the store dogs, give them some belly rubs, and then set off to the stacks looking for some collected X-Men comics. Store dogs, too? Also not a selling point. Don't at me. While I'm back there, I noticed this odor. It's the dogs, right? It was like old cheese and gym socks. I sniff my own pits, trying to see if it's me, then actually pull a couple of books off the shelf to see if maybe some of them are rotting. No, nothing as benign as that. Instead, I catch a glance of this wondrous example of masculinity. He's rotund, he's wrapped in a trench coat, and he has no neck.
Perfect for children with no necks.
Finally, a game system for me!
It's like someone just plopped a hairy bowling ball on a pair of shoulders. I try not to stare, as he does actually have a neckbeard and a broad-brimmed hat. He looked like a goth Amish guy. He's ignoring me, so I do the same. It's for the best, honestly. How you got so many chins and no neck? Where do all the chins go? Just into your chest? Just about that time, I hear the shop dogs go skittering across the wooden floor to greet the next customer. A lady's voice coos, and then happy pants as the dogs accept their customer bribe. I find a collection of Will Eisner Spirit comics, check the price, and then head up to the counter. I glance over to the young lady who's playing with the dogs, and I gotta admit, she's cute. Short, blonde, wearing striped leggings and a denim jacket covered in pins. She looks up at me. I give her a casual wave and go on about my business. She is at most like half my age, and I generally try my best not to be creepy. That's good practice, honestly. Proud of you, OP. Of course, minutes later, it's gonna get creepy anyways, because Neckbeard's gonna try and shoot his shot, but it should be a show, at the least. She gets up from the dogs and goes to the counter before me, not butting in line. I was still making my way up, and she asked the owner if her manga had come in yet. I check out some stuff in the display case, Muppet Show tumblers, yeah! And just flip through my new book. Muppet Show tumblers? Yeah, I guess I'll buy that for $1. Now, this is where the story just takes a turn that I won't ever forget. The owner pulls out the hold box and places 2 books on the counter. Before I know it, I nearly get bowled over by Amishbeard, who's come lumbering up from the stacks like he had heard the siren call of his people. What's the siren call of the Amish? A barn being raised, probably? Milady, I see you love manga too. He stands far too close to this poor woman, and I'm trying not to gawk. I've read the stories here a lot. I've been amused by them, but not once in my life have I ever actually heard someone called Milady outside of a Renaissance fair. Yeah, this is kind of what happens when the fair nerds go out into public. Yeah, I really like Kakegurui. I think that's what she said. And apparently there's an ongoing series called Kakegurui Vampire Gambler. I had to look this up when I got home, and Amish Beard just snorts derisively. Oh, that's okay, I suppose, but a lady of your caliber shouldn't read something so violent. Might I suggest I guide you back into the stacks, so I might show you wondrous treasures, such that you've never seen before. Ew.
Get out of here, you creep!
Never in life. He is leering at this young woman, and the owner and I share a glance of, are you fucking kidding me? This woman looks visibly uncomfortable and shakes her head. No, I'll just pay for these, and Amish Beard lays his hand on the stack of books and actually takes them from the counter. For shame. I promise you, don't waste your money on these. Come, I'll show you something that you'll absolutely... He's reaching for the lady's retracting arm when the store is cut through like lightning. Quit it! Thank God. I was just about to say, why is nobody doing anything? Amish Beard looks up, startled, as the owner growls at him. Leave her alone! You're bothering her! Amish Beard looks shocked and rears up to his full height. He's a bit taller than I am at 5'10" and nearly half as wide, so he does look a little intimidating. I put down my book and cross my arms, just witnessing this. The poor girl takes a step back. The dogs are looking perplexed. Master is unhappy. Why is Master unhappy? Who made Master unhappy? We must slobber on them. Dogs are cool, but mostly when they're your dogs. I love my dogs, but if I had a place of business, forget about it. Amish Beard sneers at the owner. This doesn't concern you. My shop, my customers, my rules. Yeah, it does. I spent hundreds of dollars. Oh, shut your stupid ass pie hole. The owner is building up a head of steam, and I watch in fascination at the full-blown venting. You come in here twice a week, spend 3 hours stinking up the joint, and if I'm lucky, you'll spend $10 on some mainstream manga that even Naruto fans would find dumb. You harass the other customers, and now you're this close to manhandling an actual good customer. Get out of my shop! You're banned! Amish Beard looks around for support, and there's only me, the silent witness. I shake my head. Don't look at me, Sparky. You are being an ass. Amish Beard deflates, flaps his arm, and storms out, the dogs barking at his heels. Well, as close as those two confused hounds can bark. The room returns to normal, just the wisps of BO to tell of his passing. Nothing else to tell, really. Lady got a discount, I bought my comic, and went for a delicious sandwich. Wish I could say I ran into Amish Beard, but that would have just been too perfect. Feels like I've read this one before. Maybe I just considered reading it before. Maybe it's just because this nails down like every single interaction that happens with entitled people in comic shops. Do you know how much money I spend? Yeah, I don't care. The $100 that you spend could be $1,000 from normal people. Normal people that won't come in if you're still here, because then the shop is disreputable by association. I'm glad the owner was a Chad, man. He saw a bad situation and pumped the brakes real quick. So MVP trophy for that guy. Let's see what else we got for today. I was a cosplayer and two neckbeards burst into my hotel room and held me down. Jesus, dude, this is an assault one just from the title. I'm gonna let you know right now. Edited version. Okay, cool. All right, a few things before I start. The two neckbeards are gonna be called Link and Mike, because that's what one cosplayed, and the other one, yeah, I'm just gonna call him Mike. Okay. So my story started. I recently found out that a Comic-Con was happening in my state. So, as I usually do cosplay, this year I decided to do a Fallout cosplay, because I recently played Fallout before and I really liked it. The original Fallout, I'm person X to doubt. You could say that you played Fallout 4, I won't judge you too harshly. Tell me you played Fallout 76, well, I'll have to give that some thought. Anyway, I started to make a Soul Survivor cosplay. Now, one more thing, I was Asian American, so I knew I was going to be hit on by people like last time, but I didn't have my friend like I usually do because she was out of town. So my cosplay wasn't too revealing. It was just a jumpsuit with the number 111. See, 111. I knew it was Fallout 4. I knew it! Anyway, once in the convention, I was pretty calm. A few pricks here and there, and then I see him, a pretty fat guy in an anime shirt saying, 2D girls rule. I mean, you could put 3D PD on there, but that might be a bit too obscure for most people. Also, I don't think it's the fact that you're Asian that makes people hit on you. It's the fact that you're a girl swimming in a sea of neckbeard body odor. I tried to stay clear of that guy until I went to a merch stand that was selling shirts. I saw him coming to me with a shirt that he was going to buy. I paid quickly, and he came to me before I could leave the stand. He just asked for a picture. I reluctantly agreed, and he said to me, "You look rather scrumptious." Scrumptious? Bro, you lame. He said that while people were standing right next to me. Thanks, I say, with a forced smile. He gets his camera on a tripod and sets a timer. He tried to put an arm around me. Please keep it professional, I say, as he puts his arm around my waist. I try not to cringe as the camera flashes and the picture is taken. Before I leave, I felt his hand grab my ass. I don't want to make a scene, so I just left as fast as I could. No, make a scene. That's fine. That guy's got no fucking backup anyways. He seems like the type to do it. Walking around a convention with a tripod, calling people scrumptious. You gross, bro. Later, I was sitting down on a bench outside. I saw a guy, not as fat, but fat enough that I could see his belly through his tight tunic. He comes up to me, and yeah, he was cosplaying as Link from The Legend of Zelda. He sits next to me and says in an old English voice, "Well met, thy fair maiden. Who are thee cosplaying as?" God, even your old English is terrible. I respond, "I'm the sole survivor from Fallout 4. He quickly responds, "Of course I knew that," he says, as if lost, and tried to recover. "I just wanted to see if you're a fake gamer girl." Yes, I faked this whole cosplay. What the hell are you talking about? Get out of my face. I got nothing to prove. Instead, OP quickly gets up and says, "Sorry, I have to go," I said. But as I got up, Link grabbed my arm. "What about we could have some special time?" he said as he grabbed my thigh. Bro, you are buttery smooth, ain't you? How about we could have some special time? Trust me there, fella. You're way too special already. Any more specialer, and I don't think your body's gonna be able to perform autonomous functions on its own. No! Get away from me, I say, pushing him away, and he seems mad. "Why do good girls always hate nice guys?" Before he could say anything else, I booked it outside to my hotel. A few hours later, I went to the lobby to get the food that I had delivered. When I got back upstairs, I see them next to my hotel room, and they seemed to notice me. I opened my door and went inside. Link grabbed the door before it closed, and they came inside forcefully. I screamed as they came into my room and held me down. Luckily, security came right before they did what they were going to do. He tackled and arrested them both for breaking and entering and assault. Turns out, they were brothers. That was 2 years ago, and well, I feel like I could talk about it now. Sorry for the grammar. Thanks to the person in the comments. I really appreciate it. I'm not that good. I mean, you could talk about it, but you really didn't say all that much about it. How did this situation make you feel? Have you gone to another convention since? There's just a whole lot of questions left on the table, and I don't guess that we'll ever get any answers. Very unfortunate, to say the least. Put them against the wall and ventilate their skulls, to say the most. I suppose it is what it is at this point, and yes, serves as a good word of warning if you're going to a Comic-Con by yourself. Let's get into the next story and see what happens. That time I went on a date with a Satanist neckbeard. Yeah, he's the edgiest of edgy boys, is he not? So, like all my great story times, this begins with, I met this guy on OkCupid. Why would you ever Why would you ever? What? He pitches himself as Guilfoyle from Silicon Valley. Okay. Nerdy, long hair, Satanist hacker. Hacker man. He likes metal. I like metal. Seems pretty cool. We talked for a couple of months and agreed to meet at this one show, Insomnium, Lacuna Coil, Epica. I've been wanting to go. The deal was I buy the tickets, he buys the drinks. How many drinks? What were the tickets? How about we just buy our own stuff? Fast forward to the day of the show. I'm hype as I'm Ubering down to Fort Lauderdale. I get to the venue and, well, I realize that I was catfished. This dude is 150 pounds heavier than in his pictures, wearing a fedora and a trench coat, and has the sigil for Lucifer tattooed on his goddamn neck. Naively, I'm like, whatever, he might be a good friend or cool to talk to. I'm just gonna go enjoy the show. Not a bad tactic. I'd try to get myself lost in the crowd, put on a hat or something so he can't recognize me. Was I wrong about all of that stuff? This edgelord will just not shut the fuck up about Satanism. He keeps saying stupid, edgy memes. I mean, that kind of goes hand in hand, no? Insomnium gets on. I'm so hype. Jay turns to me and immediately starts criticizing one of my favorite bands for not being black metal. Insomnium is doomy, proggy melodeath. They're fucking rad. Not everything has to be dark and evil. I mean, that's true, OP, unless you're a Satanist hacker. I ignore him and just try to enjoy the show. During Lacuna Coil, I go out for a smoke because I don't like gothy new metal. He follows me and keeps trying to convince me to go down the left-hand path, and he's yammering on about a literal Nazi black metal band that he likes. Oh, that's the selling point for you? That they're National Socialists? Great. At this point, Epica is on, and now he's whining about how they're just wussy power metal. Dude, you didn't even pay for these tickets. Why are you like this? I like power metal. It's fun and adventurous. Power and steel metal, that's real. During Epica's encore, I'm texting my Uber driver. Bro, I'm on the worst date of my life. Just say you pick me up and keep the car running. I paid to see this show to the end, so I'm seeing it to the end. I'll buy you Taco Bell or something if you do this. 5 minutes later, he's like, nah, I got you, fam. You're good. Sorry you're on a bad date. MVP Uber driver moves. We're walking out of the venue. He looks at me and he's like, Waffle House? I laugh and say, oh, look, my Uber's here. Bye, Jay. Nice meeting you. And fucking book it to the Uber. Bonus points. Guy said he was into metal and he had no clue who Iron Maiden was. I mean, how? Even accidentally. How indeed? I mean, I get it if metal's not the music that you're into, but obviously you are into it. Or maybe you just said that so that she'd go on a date with you. Or maybe you just said that to fit in with your edgy Satanist persona that you think people will find interesting because you don't have an actual personality. Fairly short story, but still a lot to unpack. Ninja edit after reading some of the anti-NSBM comments. Check out this guy. He's super cool and even has an anti-NSBM shirt. Also, his band is pretty rad. Yay, super cool Bandcamp plug. We'll do one more story, I think. Let's see about it. Someone suggested that I post this story here. Neckbeard gives my friend a clone-a-willy of his own dick for a birthday/housewarming gift. Boy, that's very subtle. Okay. So the character list: Sarah, just turned 21, smart, going to college, nice girl who has only ever been with one guy, her high school sweetheart, BF. BF is 22, loves Sarah, and just surprised her by asking her to move in with him. There's also Creep. I've never seen this guy before in my life, but from what I understand, he took some classes with Sarah at college. He gave me the Wiggins. Showed up in a t-shirt with some stupid meme on it and cargo shorts. This was supposed to be like a sort of nice cocktail/dinner/housewarming party to be followed with a small bonfire in the fire pit with s'mores and stuff. Okay, pick a lane though. You got champagne or bonfire. Never the twain shall meet. Well, yeah, I bet that creep did pick those classes out just because he knew that this girl was in them, right? I sincerely hope he gets his ass kicked thoroughly. We're all drinking and eating and having a good time, and then someone says, presents! So Sarah sits next to boyfriend and begins opening her gifts. Some housewarmy stuff, some art supplies, some gift cards, some fancy liquor and wine. I think I got her an Amazon gift card and an ink and watercolor portrait of her cat for her to hang up that year. Then Sarah grabs a box and reads the card, which said something like, so you think of me as much as I think of you. Winky face with tongue sticking out. Happy birthday. Love, Creep. I will never love you, Creep. She opens the box, and everyone that can see into the box goes silent. Boyfriend reaches into the box and pulls out a dildo with a picture proving that it was a replica of Creep's dick. Oh my God.
How's that look?
It looks like a nightmare.
Did he think she was gonna open it alone? It wouldn't have made it better. I'm dying inside. He turns to Creep and yells, what the fuck? And all that, and Sarah's mortified, of course. Creep realizes that boyfriend is about to kick his ass, so he quickly departs. We try to calm down Sarah and tell her that she has no reason to be embarrassed. Creep is the one who should be embarrassed. I mean, he has some level of functional social awareness. That's how he curved the ass beating. But does he feel any sort of shame about this? I don't think so. So we try to keep the night going as planned, but right as the night is winding down, after we all got good and drunk and filled our bellies with s'mores, boyfriend walks to the fire pit, tosses something in it, and we all smell burning plastic. The next morning, because I crashed over, I went out for a cig and saw the melted remains of Creep's dick clone in the fire pit. I would have had it threw it in the trash, so Sarah wouldn't have to see it when she woke up. I have never seen Creep since, but according to Facebook, Sarah and boyfriend are engaged. Aw, they seem like a couple of good kids, you know, hoping the best for them. But be careful who you decide to call your friends. You invited this person into your home, and he still thought that that was an appropriate gift. I can't even fathom how somebody would convince themselves to do all of that and be like, yeah, she's gonna love it. He needs some help. I guess he found another chick to stalk who didn't have a boyfriend. That's the bad ending. How about he got hit by a bus? That's the good ending. I think we're gonna call it just the good ending today. He's dead. Nothing of value was lost. I hope you enjoyed these stories, friends. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We got a playlist over here that you can click upon to sate your dating hell needs. Always remember that you are loved, you are worthy, you definitely deserve it, and I shall see you in the next one. So until then, bye-bye.
It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.